Go to Abongile Dumako. He spent his day, of course, at Constitution Hill. Abongile, good evening to you. What was this group actually asking for? Why was this so important for them?
Certainly, good evening, General Secretary. This group, non-partisan organization, was actually crying out foul to the Constitutional Court to say that let there be an opportunity for them to participate in these upcoming elections. But it was a little too late for that to happen because already, according to the court, the guidelines full of those judges at the Constitutional Court, logistically, the Independent Electoral Commission, the IEC, has already sort of gone all out to make it a point that come the 8th of May, elections are done in a proper and just manner. And of course, alluding to the fact that technically, the elections have already taken place, saying that South Africans who live abroad have already cast their votes, and of course, those votes are to be counted in South Africa in the next few days. So they're actually hoping that the ConCourt will actually hear their case on an urgent basis, which was granted to them. And of course, they were also hoping for the fact that they will be allowed, at the most, the IEC will print out another ballot paper that will have those independent candidates included, so that people can be able to stand on their own without having to be aligned to any political party and head to Parliament and represent different constituencies. And of course, that has also been postponed, as you have said on your introduction to August, to actually get a sense of whether or not this will see the Constitution and the Electoral Act being changed to actually allow for independent candidates to participate in provincial and national elections.
It would have led to a huge change, a huge flurry of activity from the Electoral Commission to try and change the arrangements around the election. I imagine there are a lot of people who are breathing a sigh of relief tonight.
Of course, looking at the fact that there was actually the legal counsel, they were actually saying that the ConCourt should actually force, if you like, the IEC to postpone elections, give Parliament, National Assembly 36 months to relook at the Constitution, especially the clause that has to deal with elections in the country, and of course provincial and national elections, saying that, let's just hold on these elections, if at all you won't be able to grant us an opportunity as independent candidates to appear on the ballot paper and we get to be voted for directly by the voters in the country. Then, in that period of 36 months, the National Assembly Speaker Baleka Mbete can actually preside over a process that will see the Constitution and the Electoral Court being changed. And of course, which was quite taboo, if you like, because now the judges, the justices were actually sitting in that bench were like, how is that possible? Because constitutionally, South Africa can only postpone elections up to 3 months at the most. For argument's sake, they were saying that if a postponement has to happen, it will only be postponed up until we see the elections happen in August. So what are they hoping to see happen between now and August? The legal counsel going on to say that, in a nutshell, this legislature could be actually, implemented right now before, August, so that independent candidates can be able to appear on the ballot paper. Again, that was not to be. The judge was like, for the fact that we allowed this to be listened to on an urgent basis, and now you failed dismally to convince us as to why, even before we get to the merits of the case, as to why should we postpone the election. They were not convinced.
Right, Abongile, I mean, this group seems to believe that this would make a huge difference. It would make our system more democratic. Why do they believe that?
They are under the impression that as much as members of Parliament and members of provincial legislatures are directly, reporting directly to their respective political parties, so there's no sort of direct contact between the MPs, the MPLs, and of course the greater voters' role. I mean, or rather those who would have arguably elected them into Parliament and provincial legislatures. So now the independent candidates feel like, as is the case, at least on local government, they are able to have a direct contact with those who would have put them in a council where they are able to represent those small, communities where they would have sort of been elected. So they're saying that it would be an easy thing for independent candidates if you would have been elected to Parliament by a community or a constituency. Then if you don't deliver according to what you would have promised in your manifesto, then they are able to recall you and sort of elect somebody else. Sort of that direct link, Stephen, if you like, between the electorate and, of course, those that are elected into the political office.
Abongile Dumako, our reporter, who spent his day at Constitution Hill. Thanks very much indeed. Do appreciate it.